Report design is one of the core skills needed as a data analyst. So on this live stream, we learned all about the difference between a report and a dashboard. We also learned how to use bookmarks, buttons, and navigation to make our report more interactive and build complex and interactive data visualization. So on this, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to Excel Island, where the goal and objective is to learn and master the Microsoft Power BI tool over the next 100 days. And today is day 59. We'll be learning consistently over the past 58 days, and we are 80% throughout the year career track, which is a Microsoft data analyst in Microsoft Power BI career track on the DataCamp platform. I'm super excited. We only have 20% left to complete the whole knowledge, the whole lessons in the career track. And a couple of live streams ago, we started reports in Power BI. It is different from report design in Power BI. So in this reports in Power BI, we learned and understand the difference between report and dashboard in Power BI. We also understood how to use bookmarks or buttons and navigation to create complex data storing technique and build simple dashboard to make our report more interactive and make our visualization more interactive between one another. So finally, on today's live stream, we'll be moving on to customization or customizing the report with QA. So there's a QA feature in Power BI, Q&A feature in Power BI, which you can use to what to make your report much more interactive. So that is what we'll be completing on the last chapter of this course, which is reports in Power BI. Don't forget, we are studying a whole career track, which is data analyst in Power BI career track, and this is our 12th course or 13th course, if I'm not mistaken. I'll show you all about the information all about that very soon. So also, all data set exercise files, Power BI files that we'll be using to learn and we continue to be using to learn is already linked under the YouTube description. Do make sure to download those files and practice along with me. So without further ado, welcome back to day 59. I hope to see you throughout the whole 100 days. So let's jump back to learning. I'll complete the last chapter in this course, reports in Power BI. Because we are actually learning reports in Power BI and we just have 1 hour more to go to complete the last chapter here. If I click on the career track section on the DataCamp platform, if we move to the data analysis in Power BI career track, as you can see, we are 80% uh, to audio career track and we actually have 20% left to go. And actually, when I started this learning journey, this fun way of learning, we actually started with the data analyst in SQL career track, which ran for a period of 100 days. It was an interesting learning journey also. That was when we moved to data analysis in Power BI. Definitely, after we complete the data analysis in Power BI career track, we are moving to the data analysis with Python career track for the next 100 days also. So do well to support the channel right now and hit that subscribe button, put on the notification bell so you'll be the first to know whenever I go live and start learning all about Power BI and Python on the channel. So if I click on data analysis in Power BI real quick, you can see we are on the 14th course. Yeah, I'm correct. 14th course, which is reports in Power BI. We are still coming to reports design in Power BI, which is a very good topic to know as a data analyst also, because designing reports and dashboard can be quite complex. You won't know which color to use, which color grading, where to paste, where to place a report, a type of chart, or what type of chart to use. So what we've covered all that, I think in data visualization in Power BI, we've covered that here. So it actually started from introduction to Power BI from day one. So you can catch all of that on the live stream tab on the channel. Then from day one, which is introduction to Power BI, we'll be learning consistently all to reports in Power BI. We did a couple of case study also, which is this case study we did was on analyzing customer churn in Power BI. The plan is to we definitely make a special video for this case study and build an amazing report on it later on. But the second case study we actually looked at was the HR analytics in Power BI, which was a very interesting case study also. And another we did was this trend analysis in Power BI. It's definitely not a case study, but it is like actually learning about trend or sentiment analysis in Power BI, which was pretty interesting. So let's continue from where we stop here. Let's click on continue. We have this customize the reports with QA to complete this last chapter of the course. Let's complete the last chapter of the course. Then we move to report design in Power BI real quick.
Part of designing a great report is anticipating what your users need and providing it to them. Sometimes, however, you might want to give users more control over what they see. That's where the Q&A visual comes in. The Q&A visual allows users to input questions as queries and view the resulting data. It currently works in production with English, but other languages are forthcoming. Q&A provides autocomplete capabilities and spell checking to make it easier to enter valid queries. You can also preview the answer to make sure that it understands your intent. Even with its built-in intelligence, the Q&A visual will have language limitations. If there is a word the Q&A visual does not understand, it will highlight the word for you. To use the Q&A visual, enter the name of the column or measure you want to see. You can filter or group using a variety of prepositions, but all prepositions behave the same. You can use a single preposition, like by if you'd like, or you use different prepositions if you prefer. The result will be the same. As an example query, we want to get the actual amount for each cost center for each date. We use two separate prepositional phrases here, but the intent is the same for each. The Q&A visual uses natural language processing to read and interpret the text and then display the data using what it considers the most proper visual. Sometimes, however, you may not like the visual it chooses. In that case, you may specify a visual. For example, you might prefer to see the data as a table, a tree map, or a ribbon chart. One critical note is that you will have limited control over these visuals. You may specify something as a ribbon chart, but the Q&A visual then decides whether a particular column is part of the axis or part of the legend. With more complex queries, it may be difficult to get the exact result you desire. For fine-tuning, you might decide to convert the Q&A visual into the actual visual itself. Once you do that, it will give you the ability to edit the visual directly. Synonyms allow you to have multiple words to represent the same column. The Q&A setup page will automatically suggest terms, but you can also add your own custom names. Once you create synonyms, the Q&A visual treats these like they were actual column names. Because of this, watch out not to use the same synonym for multiple columns, as then the Q&A visual will not be able to determine which you really meant to use. You may also define your own terms, either nouns or adjectives. Nouns refer to specific fields and may include filters on the data. Adjectives, meanwhile, act as ways to filter the data. These terms allow you to incorporate business jargon, terminology which your users understand, but the general public might not. As a quick note, verbs like allocated cannot be defined, so don't use verbs in your queries. To make the Q&A engine work better for users, name your columns and measures in a way which makes sense for users, including complete names in natural language. Don't use cryptic symbols. Create terms and synonyms to make life easier, especially when different business units refer to the same thing with different names. Finally, you can make life easier for users by providing sample questions, giving them an idea of what types of queries they can ask. Now that we've covered the basics of the Q&A visual, let's dive further into the topic.
That's interesting. I think Q&A is pretty interesting, but the only challenge is making sure the column names are spelled correctly or the information you're looking for is actually present in the data. It says create a Q&A statement. So the Q&A visual will provide you with autocomplete capabilities as well as sample queries to ask. Even so, it is worth understanding the basic structure of a Q&A statement. It says put each of the word combinations in the right order to form a proper Q&A query. So what is the minimum number of expenditures by cost center the column chart? Let's put it straightforward. Natural language. What is the number of minimum? It's not possible. So what is the minimum number of expenditures by cost center as a column chart? That's how simple it is. That is a simple natural language question. Let's continue.
In this demo, we will work with the Q&A visual in Power BI. Let's first narrow down this inspections chart to make some room on the overview page. Then we'll add a Q&A visual to the page. The Q&A visual starts with some suggestions, but also includes a box in which we can enter questions about the data. Let's look for the number of inspections by date. The Q&A visual is smart enough to recognize that date is ambiguous, as there are several dates available. It shows the inspection date, as we can see from the text. This is a little hard to read, so let's make it by year and month. We can change the type of visual we display using As. Let's change this to be a column chart instead of a line chart. If we want to take what the Q&A visual gives us and do fine-grained tuning, we can convert it to a standard visual. For now, let's leave that be. Instead, let's go to the setup page and see what's available. Two things of particular interest on this page are the field synonyms and teach Q&A tabs. Synonyms allow you to define alternative terms for a particular column or measure. Let's navigate to Food Inspections, and we can see that the Food Inspections column has a few suggested terms. Let's select Examination, as that sounds pretty good. Then in the Score column, let's add a new value called Rating, as we often hear these called ratings in practice. In the Teach Q&A tab, we can try out statements and define business jargon. Let's search for dirtiest inspection in Kerry. We can see that it already understands Kerry as a city in Wake County, but it doesn't know what we mean by dirtiest. Even so, it can still make guesses. The idea of low scores is a good one, so let's go with that. The preview shows us what the resulting chart might look like, but I'm a bit concerned that it's summarizing the score. We could change the query to show by inspection key. That looks like it will work, so let's close the window and save our changes. Let's look at the average rating by city and see what we have. The scores are very similar, ranging from 95 to 99. Clayton is at the bottom of the list, so let's look at the dirtiest inspections in Clayton. This gives us a table that we can drill into. If we select the second option from the list, we can see that it is a grocery and grill with an inspection with a score of 84. We can mouse over it in our table and see some of the sorts of issues, and then we can drill through to see more. You can see that we made some small modifications to the inspection report to make it a little more useful. It now includes comments from the food inspectors explaining what the issue was, as well as the inspection date, inspector name, and score. With Q&A, we can see now how somebody could write a natural language query and use those results to get a better understanding of the situation. Now it's your turn to try this out.
Oh, cool. Let's give it a shot, which is just quite using Q&A. So we have like three challenges there. Add the Q&A visual, working with working with the Q&A visual, add synonyms for fields, teach Q&A new terms. So let's give it a shot and see what we can do here. So let me open my coming up with my data sets with my Power BI file, size files. We have Q&A 4.1. That is loading. So users are enjoying the Wake County Watchdog reports so far, but we are getting in more and more requests for information. So we would like to investigate the idea of allowing report users to engage with the Power BI's Q&A visual, starting with the expenditure lines report. Depending on how it goes, we may incorporate more Q&A capabilities in other sections of the reports. So you can learn more information about creating a Q&A visual can be found in the Microsoft Learn article. Let's go on. So you say navigate to the expenditure line page. So I have the file open here already. So this was from our last exercise files. So expenditure line visual. So this was where we stopped last. So let's close this. Let's keep that. Our files are complete. So it says navigate to the expenditure line page. We're actually on this page right here. And ensure that you are viewing the expenditure line reports for the County Capital Improvement Fund for the fiscal year 2019, County Capital Improvement Fund. That's correct. Then resize the tree map so that it takes up 1/3 of the vertical space, leaving 2/3 at the bottom. Resize the tree map. Okay, this is the tree map. Let's make it a little bit smaller. So we have space here. Okay, so add a Q and A visual to fill the remaining area. Let's go to the visual pane. When we have Q and A visual, you can see the Q and A visual right here. If I add it, it pops up just below here. So we can start asking questions based on the data sets we have on in our report page. We have 4 tables here. Okay. So let's move on to the next question. Then it says type in actual amount and review the resulting card. Okay, let's type in actual amounts. Let's ask the questions. Actual amount. I think that should just return. It's showing a line of blue. So there's something, probably actual amount is not part of the measures or columns in the data. So let's see. Then use the Q&A visual to create a chart showing the actual amounts for each cost center. So use the Q&A visual to create a chart showing the actual amount for each cost center. Actual amounts, you can see cost by cost center. You can see we have something similar here. Actual amount by cost center. Let's see. What is it showing us? Is it a chart? So they didn't mention what type of charts. So let's move on. Extend this chart to review the actual amount by cost center group by. Extend this chart to review the actual amount by cost center group by department. So let's add actual amount by cost center as a grouped by departments. So actual amount by cost center group by departments. Let's see. What is it showing us? Let me make this. Let's see if I can make it big a little bit. So the visual isn't making sense. I think this is a line chart. If we can actually specify the charts to use, let's see. So which cost center is responsible for the largest expenditure in the County Capital Improvement Fund 2019? Which cost center? You can actually see it from here. It's not Justice Center. I think Justice Center is the highest here. Do we have Justice Center in the option there? If we see the first option here is the Justice Center, which has the longest bar here. Oh, we don't have Justice Center here. We do not. The question says which cost center is responsible for the largest expenditure in the County Capital Improvement Fund? Okay, largest expenditure. So what is showing us is difference. Say actual amount by cost center, group by departments. You could also try actual amount by cost center, group by cost center departments, actual amount by cost center, group by departments code. Let's try this first. We are still having almost the same results. Let's take it a step back. Let's say actual amount. It's going to show us actual amount of 16. So this is the actual amount. Okay. I think it is case sensitive. If I'm using actual amount, it shouldn't be showing blue. We're still showing blue. That means it's saying it though. So okay. So use the key here to create a chart showing the actual amount for each cost center. Actual amounts by I'm giving it a shot again. Cost center. Isn't like cost center there? There's cost center. So this is actual amount by you can see showing result for cost center of expenditure and total actual amounts. Okay. Justice center for each cost center. You can change it to if I use for each cost center, will this show the same results? We are still getting same results, which is still correct here. So we can use another prefix there. It now says extend this chart to review the actual amount by cost center, grouped by departments. Let's say for each cost center, grouped by departments. I just say cost center departments. Okay, if you say the cost center department, that is better. Go by cost center department. I can say go by cost center department. Let's say cost center departments. Because department is ambiguous here. Ooh, how about now? So it's showing difference in department, automation, community, showing results, cost center hierarchy, department of cost center hierarchies and actually amount. This is showing entirely different stuff. So the question now says, which cost center is responsible for the largest expenditure in the county capital improvement fund? So the result that is showing us here is not correct. So I think we're having issue with the department field. Mm-hmm. Okay. We have so this is actually the keyword is actually case sensitive. You have to make sure you are using the right uh, keyword. right uppercase or lowercase. So I'm seeing Justice Center here. And I said, which cost center is responsible for the largest expenditure in the county capital improvement fund? Okay. So I selected this Justice Cost Center. No, we are not formatting. If I click on settings, we're not clicking on settings yet. But the department we are seeing here is the option that are here. Oak Greek Park, Oak City. Okay, I can see Greek Park here. You can see Oak City. But the filters, I mentioned the filters. Oh, the challenge was that this filter here, filter on this page is county capital. So the physical year is not 2019. So I need to filter down to the year 2019. That's also causing the result we are getting here. So let's filter to the year 2019. I could just add a filter here. Okay, let me just unselect. Hold up. Okay, you can see we still have same results here, but the filter on this page is only filter county capital. Let me add a filter for the year 2019. I'll go to the recorded dates. Let me bring in the year. So date here, let's send it to busy filtering. And the year is 2019. Right here, you could see now. So our chart is not showing us the correct. You can see the physical year is 2019. The fund name is County Capital Improvement Fund. You can see. So now, if you look at it, you can see it's Cary Region Library Parking, Oak City Multi-Service. You can see, I think what we're looking at is the Cary Region Library Parking, which is the result here. The first answer here. This Cary Region Parking. Oh, we nailed it. So I wasn't paying attention that the filter on the page is not to the physical year. So I'm looking at the whole year. So that means our keyway is actually correct. We know the keyway, the question we are given, the natural language question we are given the Q&A feature. Oh, interesting. So let's move on to the next challenge. So that's right. The Cary Regional Library needed a new parking deck, and we County spent over 11 million on this project. Let's confirm that. Okay. Oh, couldn't see the actual amount. 11 million. Okay. So we couldn't confirm that. Let's see. So I'm trying to confirm the amount that was spent. But we're pretty sure it is this cost center by their departments. Okay, the actual amounts for that physical year, you can figure that out. So let's move on for now. Okay, the Wake County spends. Wake County. Okay, we're looking at the Wake County departments right here. Okay. So let's move on. So the next challenge is working with QA visual. So the Q&A visual takes its best guess at the best visual to use when displaying results. Sometimes, however, we may wish to specify the kind of visual it should display. In this exercise, you will work with different requests for visual and gain a better understanding of how the Q&A visual can serve users' needs. Let's move on with the same file. Change the visual to display the actual amount by cost center and department as a pie chart. Okay. Actual amount by cost center and department as a pie chart. Let me just change this to by cost center. by cost center and departments as a pie charts. Let's see. So you shall see the visual is now shown as a pie chart. We have quite a lot of departments there. So this is a terrible use of a pie chart as we have far too many items to show or cleanly. Instead, let's change the visual to a tree map. Okay, so let's change it to as a tree map. Since we are grouping by departments, so a tree map is best fit. A tree map visual. Aha. This is not so good, but still kind of better. So because the Q&A visual does not allow for proper drill on tree maps, this is not a good visual choice either. Let's try making this a table. Okay, this is not good also. Let's try making this as a table. I think a table is better. This is much more better. I see the department's code here for each cost center. So create a new query which shows the number of expenditures per Monday by department and view it as a stack area chart. Note that you will need to use by dates Monday to display the weekly data. Okay, it's because the QA visual does not allow for proper drill on three maps. This is not a good visual choice either. Let's try making this a table. Okay, we actually made it a table, and this it was much more better to the eye. So the next question says create a new query which shows the number of expenditures per Monday by department and view it as a stacked area chart. Number of expenditures per Monday. Okay, a new query though. Number of expenditures by Monday by departments by departments as a stacked area chart. A stacked area chart. So number of expenditures by Monday by department as a stacked area chart. So department is ambiguous there. It may not know which department to use. Let's see. Okay, showing number of expenditures by Monday, cost center expenditure by Monday, cost center department as a stacked area chart. This is actually showing me another result entirely. But by Monday, okay, the instruction give says note you will need to use by dates Monday. Okay, by dates Monday. By dates Monday. Okay, now let's see. Oh, this is quite different now. So the department is still not sure what department to use as a stacked area charts. So which Monday had the greatest number of expenditures for the County Capital Improvement Fund in fiscal year 2019? Answer in the format year MMDD. Okay, which Monday? So which Monday had the highest, greatest number of expenditure? Okay, is it the Monday? Yeah, that should be 2019 0415. Highest number of expenditure 2019 0415. Let's give that a shot. 2019 0415. Oh, that's wrong. Oh, that is wrong though. Let's bring this up a little bit. Let's make this one quite bigger. Okay, this have Different Mondays in the month. Okay, I was choosing this 20. Which one did I choose earlier? 0422. So I'm looking at the highest points. That's one also. So we need to calm down. It says which Monday had the greatest number of expenditures for the County Capital Improvement Fund? Which Monday? We can actually look at the dates here. Oh, I'm looking at the wrong dates here. Even if I'm looking at the wrong dates, this date here may not be correct. So I'm thinking of the solution for this. So it's still showing me same visual. So I'm still getting same results. Then the department, number of expenditures on this axis, then the dates. So I'm going to make more room for my chart. So showing results for this is showing me the wrong results. This is not showing me the correct order. Not showing the correct request I expected there. Expenditures. So notes, you will need to use by dates Monday to display the weekly data. Let's say by, let me use by a close by there. Oh, I didn't spell my stacked chart very well. My mistake there. My mistake there. It still recognizes it as a stack chart. That's 900422. The question now says which Monday, which Monday had the highest. Oh, wait, hold up a minute there. Okay. But the question now says which Monday had the greatest number of expenditures for the county capital? Greatest number of expenditures. Which Monday? Trying to figure that out. These are all showing dates. This point are showing dates for Mondays. But from what it is showing me here, I'm not getting the correct results. That's number one. So I need to figure out by what departments. Let me copy my query here first. Just to put somewhere, I can just change it. Say by no expenditures. So monthly departments. So by cost center department as okay, let's go for this. Oh, now we're having a different, entirely different. Okay. So if you look at this point here, let's see. 2019 01 01 21. Is that making sense? 01 21. That's gonna go so. Oh, so we are kind of stuck here though. Let's figure it out. Ah, this is wrong. What is showing me is quite wrong. Let me paste my. What am I missing? I'm missing something. Let's go for the departmental code. Let's see if that is that going to make sense. Okay. So I'm just saying that 0422 as the highest number of expenditure. So it's saying which Monday. So but it's not accepting my 0422 dates. So the fiscal year. So I should make sure. Yeah, we're actually viewing that for the fiscal year of 2019, County Capital Improvement Fund. Particular code and number of expenditures with day, name, Monday sorted by. I'm not asking to sort by. Should we group it by departments? I think I'm not grouping it by departments. That was discussing this. Okay. Let's go for a hint. I think now we need to go for a hint. So number of expenditures will return the count of expenditures as defined in the number of expenditure measure. You may include multiple by clause to filter or group data. You can specify the type of visual using as visual name in the QA box. Oh, okay, number of expenditures will return the count of expenditures. Okay, let's go for number of expenditures first. Let's copy this out. So if you go for number of expenditures, the number of expenditures is 1,181 according to the measure we had there. Okay. So we may include multiple by clause to filter or group the data. Then the question now says by date Monday. By date Monday, let's see. We know how to use the visual name there. Let's see. We are getting same results. That's the funny part. So let's see. Let's try something else. Oh, hold on a minute. Hmm. Okay. Let's see. Consider the physical. We actually filtered down to the fiscal year 2019. But the Monday parts. Okay. I think we are kind of stuck here. We can't figure out the answer. Oh, come on, come on. Think. Should we try this? Hold up. I'm not concerned about the departments. Let's try this a little bit. We're not getting anything. That is too complex. If I remove the physical year 2019, let's remove the filter. You can see we have quite a lot of. So let's add the physical year 2019 here. Date here, basic filtering. Let's go to 2018 first. Let's see. Hmm. So we after the Mondays. Okay. Let's filter the year 2019. We are getting same results, but our answer is not correct. Come on, come on. Hmm. Now I think we need to rewatch the video or let's create a query. Create a new query which shows number of expenditures per Monday by departments and view it as a stack by Monday per departments. So it is adding cost center, yeah? That is the wrong information we are getting there. Showing results for cost center departments, the number of expenditures within a Monday, sorted by dates as a starting. It should be the cost center here. I don't want the cost center to be part of it. Let's see. Oh, let's try another option here. After these departments, okay. Let's look at the table first. I see the year. If I look at it as a table, I should be able to view the correct information. For the year 2019, this is total cost center. But if you look at this, this is over 1,000 expenditures. But let me filter it down to, let me look at it by departments. No expenditure, let's say group by departments, grouped department first. I see the departments, number of expenditure group by departments. Okay. Now instead of grouping by department, I'm after by Monday. Hmm. Now I said the date's Monday. Let's go back a little bit. Let's retract a little bit. You can see those Mondays now. Oh, oh, oh. Look at the highest here. It's 2019. So if you go back 1 year, physical year back, that should be 2018. Oh, 2018. 0730. Let's see. Oh, that's great. So well done. This is dates. So this date had 3 separate expenditures, more than any other Monday in fiscal year 2019. So you can see. So if you go back, if you retract back a little bit to that date. Oh, okay. Now even if I filter down, okay, let's see the filter again. I need to show the fiscal year. These are for the fiscal year 2020. There was no data there. Fiscal year 2019. Fiscal year 2018. Okay. Now we nailed it though. That was quite challenging. We spent almost more than 20 minutes or 30 minutes on it. So let's see the last challenge that we have here. Add synonyms for fields. So the easiest way to make the keyway visual usable for your report viewers is to have, okay, hold on. Let me filter back to the year 2019 and just delete my keyway. Just leave the data blank. Let's look at number of expenditures. Just one of it there. You can have synonyms there. Okay, let's leave that for now. So you say the easiest way to make the Q&A visual usable for your report viewers is to have well-named fields for each table. Even so, however, people may wish to describe a column in multiple ways. This is where synonyms comes in. In this exercise, we will add synonyms to 3 columns, 2 of which we use here and one in the next exercise. Okay, let's add the synonyms to the 3 columns. Open the setup page for the Q&A visual and navigate to the tab for adding synonyms. So if you click on settings, this should come up with the setup page. So we want to navigate to the tab where it says synonyms. These synonyms. We can add synonyms to different columns within our table. We have the table here. So let us just continue reading the instruction. So add 3 synonyms, one for department called DEPT, one for actual amount called expenses, and one for number of expenditure called expenditure counts. So let's add 3 synonyms, one for departments. Where do you have departments? We have departments here. So this is department code. So what we want to call a synonym for a department is called DEPT, depth. DEPT. So we hit enter. We have a synonyms already, which has been added. Then another one for actual amounts, we want to call it expenses. Actual amounts. Where do we have actual amount there? This is actual amount. This is the measure called actual amount. So it is under expenditures. So we want to call the actual amounts, we want to call it expenses. Expenses. So we have it right here. I think the last one is the number of expenditures called expenditure counts. Okay, let's look for it. Number of expenditure measure. So these are our measure calculated column. Where is expenditure? So this number is expenditure. This is a measure. So I want to call it expenditure counts. Expenditure counts. So we've added it. So we added all our synonyms. Then close the Q&A setup page. Let's close the Q&A setup page. Okay. It's going to reload. After the visual refreshes, change the Q&A question to show the expenditure count for Mondays grouped by DEPT. Expenditure count. Okay, let's change it to expenditure count. Expenditure counts for Mondays. Grouped grouped by DEPT. Let's see if that is going to work. So it sees all that. Let's see. Oh, interesting. Expenditure counts for Mondays grouped by DEPT. So this is by department. So as a ribbon chart, be sure to use the new synonyms for expenditure counts and departments. So as a ribbon chart, let's look for it. As a ribbon chart, as a ribbon chart. Okay, interesting. The County Building Improvement Fund has the highest number of expenditure. So note that showing this data as a ribbon chart is a weird inversion of expectations. So the dates are in the legend and department are the flow elements. So the dates are in the legend. Where's the dates? I can't even see the legend there. So we can't even see the legend for Mondays. Go by DPT as a ribbon chart. The dates. I'm not even seeing the dates in the legend here. Okay. So at the end of the day, let's set a new query. Expenditure count and the PT to show the number of expenditures on Tuesdays for open space departments. So, okay, instead of trying to fight with this visual, write a query showing expenditure counts and DPT. Write a query using the expenditure count and DPT to show the number of expenditures on Tuesday for open space departments. Okay, now we have to twist it. It's a expenditure counts for for expenditure count on Tuesday. Let's say expenditure count on Tuesdays. On Tuesdays. Well, why am I not spelling my Tuesdays pretty well? My keyboard is faulty. Tuesdays. Okay, expenditure count on Tuesdays for open space departments. Let's say for open space DPT. So expenditure count on Tuesday for open space DPT. Open space. Let's see. Should we use as a ribbon chart? So, okay. Going to use as a ribbon chart. Okay. Open space department. So it's just showing us a single bar chart, which is the normal expenditure for open space department is 25 on Tuesdays. We are not yet sure yet. It's showing 15. Maximum is 25. Let's see. Oh, that is wrong. By Tuesdays. Okay. Expenditure counts by Tuesdays. By Tuesdays, we could just say, okay, I'm using on Tuesdays, not saying on Tuesdays. But let's see. It's still giving me number maximum is 25. But for on Tuesdays, we have to reframe it. Expenditure counts by Tuesdays. Let's say by dates. Tuesdays for one particular department. Interesting. Now this is different. Number expenditures, the dates. So the maximum should be 1. Is that the maximum? That's wait. Maximum here is 4. 4 here. Let's lock 4 in though. For Tuesdays. Oh, that is wrong again. It says, what is the maximum number of expenditures on a Tuesday in the fiscal year 2019 for open space departments in the county capital improvement fund? When we look at it, expenditure counts by dates Tuesdays for open space departments. Ooh, man, the QA feature is kind of tricky and pretty complex. If you know open space 3, it's open space 3, open space 2, open space 2, open space 1, open space 3. Okay, okay. 1. Suppose we're having a value of 4 there. Ooh, this is kind of complex. Hmm. I'm spelling the open space department pretty well. We're having same results. Let's try this. Funny enough, I'm getting same results. Even though I'm trying different query, you can see. Then what is now is the question now asks, what is the maximum number of expenditures on a Tuesday in the fiscal year 2019 for open space department in the count? Maximum on a Tuesday. That means these dates are on a Tuesday. These dates here. Oh, fiscal year is 2019. I wanted to be sure. Ooh, man, I'm exhausted. Mm. And I'm getting same results though. Same results, and my QA, my natural language is working fine. It's pretty correct. Then what is now the issue? Except I want to use another method to answer the question. I just want to make use of this Q&A feature. Let's show more. If I'm changing the name to different call center division departments, I'm still getting same results. Okay, then what is now the challenge though? So we're kind of exhausted. Let's try other idea. I think the maximum here is 4, except I'm not viewing everything here. We are viewing everything here. Let's change the physical here. Maximum here is 8 for all years for open space department. But if you look at the physical year of 2018, still 8. If you compare 2018 and 2019, still almost the same thing. 2019 is showing us for the fiscal year. Maximum was 4. Okay. Ooh, I'm guessing something is pretty wrong with the data. I'm guessing. I'm guessing something is pretty wrong with the data. But all other questions were correct though. Okay. Say the maximum is 4 here. Okay, let's go for 5 though. Let's go for 5. Oh, wrong. Let's try 6. Oh, you are correct. If you ask it for expenditure count, you can see the line chart for expenditure. Let's ask for expenditure count though. Expenditure count. I'm just saying the total of expenditure counts. Now let me look at it for open space. Now say for open space departments. Let me cut this out. I'm getting 49. If I now filter it down by Tuesdays, what am I getting? I'm still getting the same value. The same value over and over again. That is the challenging part here. But notwithstanding, I'm pretty sure I know my way around the Q&A feature, but the challenge is with the data points. I think they are absolutely correct. Like business users often have their own jargons, words, and phrases which make sense to them, but not to the general public. So the Q&A visual will not understand this jargon by default, but we can train it to have a better understanding of specific terms. This feature can be rather finicky, especially when dealing with multiple word phrases. But in this exercise, we will see how we can add custom nouns and adjectives to make it easier for business users to define queries. Let me just open the final report there, another report entirely, and see what they've done. So cheat new terms. Let's open the report. Says on the expenditure line report, open the setup page for the Q&A visual and navigate to the tab for teaching Q&A to understand new questions and terms. So add the phrase costly expenses for firefighters and submit that to the Q&A You define the unknown terms in the next steps. Let's look at that. You can see. Hmm. I'm just curious. Hold up a minute. Oh, the keyword expenditure count and department. I think that was my mistake though. Is it showing this as a ribbon chart though? Let's see this. The highest point here is 6. The lowest here is 4 for the year 2018. But let's look at the filter here. Filter on all pages is 2019. So I was placing my filter in the wrong page. And that was the error I was making there. Okay, understood. If we change it to as a line chart, let's look at it as a line chart. The highest point here should be 26, should be 6 here. Oh, so we figured out our error now. Okay, so let's move on to the next challenge. So expenditure count and departments. So I was using by departments. So that was my silly mistake I was making there. So now that okay, let's continue. If I say expenditure count by department and department is different. Okay. So open the expenditure line report page. Open, on the expenditure line report, open the page setup for the QA. Let's open the page setup for the QA and say for teaching, please teach Q&A. Let's see. Add the phrase costly expenses for firefighters. Okay, costly expenses. Let's clear it. Let's say costly expenses for costly expenses for firefighters. Add the phrase costly expenses for firefighter and submit that to the Q&A. Okay, let's look at it once again. Costly expenses for firefighters. Let's submit that. Okay, so we need to specify what costly means and what firefighters refers to. Okay, so define costly expenses as actual amounts greater than 5,000. Oops, my gadget is low. Just a few seconds there. Okay, so we need to specify define costly expenses as actual amount greater than $50,000. Costly will be actual amount greater than $50,000. Actual amount that have okay. Actual amount greater than that have is the actual amount costly actual amounts that have having. So how do we now specify greater than? Okay, I consider actual amounts greater than 50,000. Does that make sense? So it makes sense. So 50,000. Yeah, 50. So that's correct. So the next expenditure firefighters is the next one. So define firefighters as belonging to the department known as fire service. Okay. Define firefighters as belong to departments. So firefighters refers to you can say firefighters refers to will it be is in departments, is in departments, departments, fire services. Is in department. I think this is making sense. Is in departments. I think that's correct. Okay. This is still showing you red. So it's not on the department. Firefighter refers to. I need to point what it is referring to. So firefighters refers to. So I need to point where I'm referring to in this instance. So let me take a hint. Let's take a hint. Define costly actual amount. Okay, not actual amount. Firefighter department is fire service. Okay. So the department is fire service. That's what you just used there. Department is, you can say department is fire service. So because it's the department that we're referring to. Department is fire service. Let's see. Now we should see the preview here. Then you should show us the preview though. The department is fire service. So if you see the result there, firefighter refers to department is fire service. Okay. Firefighters. Then we should save it then. So save the terms and close the Q&A setup page. Then go to the over budget page. Save the terms. Let's save. I think that is saved. I want to go to the page. Okay, it is. Now let's go to the budget page and see how we can use that our new key feature. Oh, we spent almost more than 1 hour 30 minutes here. That's interesting. This is the last challenge, teaching the Q&A feature. So save the times and close the Q&A setup page. Then go to the budget report and drill through the expenditure line report for the fire tax district fund. It says drill through the expenditure line. Okay, due to the expenditure line for the what? For the fire tax district fund. Fire tax district fund. Where is the fire tax? Oh, is it the fire tax district fund? Not this one.